Hey everybody, welcome back for another brand new video about that show that makes life after death seem like a nightmare, The Walking Dead. Warning, beyond this point there are spoilers for people who are not up to date in The Walking Dead TV show and comic book series. In this video we're going to give you our binge breakdown of the brand new behind the scenes video released by AMC for The Walking Dead's final season, which includes a bunch of very intriguing shots from the third and final part of TWD's swan song. We're also going to give you our binge breakdown of the very brief Tales of the Walking Dead spin-off teaser, which does feature a very familiar face and head. Finally, we're going to go over some statements recently made by actress Lauren Cohan about the highly anticipated Maggie and Negan spin-off series, but first, let's take a look at this promo.
Binge. Rampage.
The footage we are about to show is part of the second installment of the Show Me More behind the scenes look at The Walking Dead's final season. There are a lot of great behind the scenes moments here, including some great bloopers, but we are solely going to focus on the footage from Season 11C and skip past the interview moments that are intercut within this segment. If you want to watch this promo in its entirety, you can check out The Walking Dead's YouTube channel. The first shot we want to take a look at is one of Aaron slamming a walker down on the ground. What scares the shit out of us is who's leaned up against the building looking possibly injured here. Jerry. Jerry might just be hurt as he is missing from the leaked photos from the second to last episode, but we are scared this could mean the end for Jerry. Get ready to riot, people. The next shot is just a behind the scenes moment, but it does give us a very clear shot of what Judith is wearing, which matches the clothes in this photo here that has been highly debated. Many people think this was Lydia here because of the clothes she was wearing in one episode trailer, but she has since changed, and as we can see here, Judith is in the same setting with what appears to be the exact same shirt and undershirt. There have also since been reports that the body Daryl is carrying is actually a dummy, but it is meant to be the body of Judith even though it is larger than Judith's body should be. What do you think? Is this Lydia? We still believe this is Judith. The following shot takes us inside a boxing ring where Mercer is planning out a shot with a member of the production team using one of his hatchets. We will get some more insight into this interesting looking scene later. After that moment, we get another behind the scenes one of Aaron helping a walker back to his feet. We do notice that the background here seems similar to the earlier shot with a seemingly injured Jerry, but that's all we get from this shot. The next action shot we get is of Daryl seemingly finishing off a person. The way they are dressed, we're guessing this guy is in Lance's Black Ops team, but we don't recognize him. What do you think? Who is this guy that Daryl is finishing? The next shot we want to look at is in the Commonwealth, and seems to be during some kind of parade. A bunch of red shirt Commonwealth citizens seem to be stampeding away from something, possibly a walker threat, but we want to focus on who is in the center frame of this shot. Max is in the mix here and Sebastian is right next to her. It seems Sebastian is holding on to Max as if she is his prisoner, but it's tough to say. Her brother will take him apart in all of 5 seconds, but the commander of the stormtroopers could be otherwise tied up at this moment. The following shot again takes place in this residential area where Aaron and Jerry have been seen, only this time it looks like Lydia is dealing with a walker in the woods. The shot after that shows Carol and Daryl inside some industrial looking building that could be anywhere. Carol is handing Daryl his trusty crossbow and it looks like they are really starting to work as a team again. The shot after that shows Jerry going buck wild with some swordplay at that same residential location. Isn't he glorious? He better not die. Next up we get a shot of Hornsby and Carol wandering through a dark location, possibly a cave. The interesting thing here is that this moment seems to be from the same scene where this shot of Lance appeared in the 11C trailer. He doesn't seem to know that Carol has changed sides, or she possibly has captured the Commonwealth bureaucrat. What do you think? Is Carol working Lance here, or is she marching him to his death? This shot here appears to be the same scene where Mercer is hanging out inside the ring. A few red shirt Commonwealth residents seem to be fighting a stormtrooper. Is this the start of a possible coup that overthrows Governor Milton? We think so. Next up, we see Mercer looking like he's seen better days wandering through the Commonwealth, and by the people running, we assume all these Commonwealth Town Square moments are somewhat connected. After that moment, we're taken back out into the woods near the residential location where Aaron seems to be fighting off a herd of walkers single-handedly, literally. Could Aaron and Jerry both be going down here? What is this location? We believe it's where the rebel factions from the Commonwealth, Alexandria, the Hilltop, the Riverbenders, and whoever's left of the Oceansiders are camping out while they plan a way to take down the Commonwealth's government, but it's tough to say with only a few shots as evidence. Following that moment, we get a shot of Lydia, which seems to tell us something really bad has happened here by the look on her face, but no new story info here. The next 11C shot we get seems to be from that town square sequence, only this time Max is by herself, and Sebastian seems to be running in the same direction, possibly chasing her. Does he know Mike Mercer is her brother? Does he have a death wish, or is he high again? The shot after that is really interesting as we see Eugene is on the stage near a microphone and another lottery seems to be happening. A stormtrooper is standing by watching, so it's tough to say if Eugene is playing some type of spy role or if Mercer has gotten some of the stormtroopers loyal to him to help Eugene make a speech to the people. We're also wondering if this lottery is different than the previous Commonwealth ones and what it means to win. The citizens look concerned with its outcome. The promo then cuts to Governor Milton inside the boxing ring we saw in the earlier shots, and she looks concerned by the state of the crowd. We believe this moment and scene might be the start of a full-scale uprising, but anything is possible. Here we see the usually composed governor losing her cool as she seems to be yelling at the crowd who are yelling and pointing at her. This just might be the beginning of her end. This shot here gives us the chills as Daryl is walking through the crowd with Rick's Colt Python and aiming at someone. Who is he aiming at? Sebastian? Lance? Governor Milton? Where the f is Judith? After that moment, we see a scared-looking Eugene protecting his lady friend Max from an unknown threat. Following that shot, we get a kind of funny behind-the-scenes look at Aaron, again in the residential setting, doing a fake face punch on yet another walker. It's not looking good for our favorite one-handed bandit. The next shot we get is of Lydia and Elijah in the woods, and Lydia again looks shocked. She's seen a million walkers before, so this is something different. What do you think? Why is Lydia so shook up? The promo then cuts to an intense-looking Aaron walking through the residential area before cutting to Ezekiel and his makeshift clinic. We're so glad the king has lived such a long time. His character arc is really amazing. The shot after that shows the king's right-hand man and fan favorite Jerry just laughing in a behind-the-scenes moment in the residential area. Following that moment, we see a shot of Daryl that seems to match the shot from earlier, but it's weird because Daryl seems to be protecting this guy. It's possible Daryl is putting this red shirt out of his misery here, but it's tough to say the exact circumstances. The promo then cuts to a moment that seems like it's around the same time as this earlier shot where Jerry is definitely very clearly injured. Say it ain't so, Jer Bear. What do you think? Is Jerry a goner? The next shot shows Aaron and Annie in a very clear standoff with a bunch of stormtroopers. Will this end well for Negan's newlywed and Gracie's dad? We're not so sure. We believe they may sacrifice themselves to save everyone else, but it's anyone's guess. The shot after that is at the same location, and it tells us Daryl is involved in this scene at some point, but no other story info here. The last shot we get is of Carol firing an invisible arrow in the woods that probably matches the residential location we've seen in a lot of this trailer. Who is Carol shooting? Hornsby? Or just a rando walker? The last thing we want to point out about this video is part of the interview with Jerry actor Cooper Andrews.
Knowing what is in store for these final 8, I don't think we're going to leave anyone disappointed.
Is the Walking Dead team foreshadowing Jerry's death with this interview? Sadly, we think they might be. Next, let's take a look at the very brief Tales of the Walking Dead teaser trailer, which features the return of our favorite bald-headed villain, Alpha. The teaser opens up with the title faded behind a 6-way split screen with only the actress Olivia Munn showing. She's a great actress in everything she's been in, but we don't get more than a quick glimpse of the X-Men Apocalypse co-star. A few seconds into the teaser, all the screens are replaced with different actors. Most noticeably, we have Terry Crews in the top middle and Parker Posey on the top left. We see a bunch of different backgrounds for each character, but no story info on any of them. Crews does have a weird look on his face though. 3 of the panels are switched out pretty quickly, and aside from a guy that looks like he could be Negan's older brother, we get a great shot of Alpha, with hair. What do you think? What will Alpha's story be about? Can it somehow interact with a character that will be significant to The Walking Dead 11C? We don't think so, but you just never know when it comes to The Walking Dead universe. Our big question is, where the f is Tyrese? We're hoping that there are more fan-favorite characters than Alpha, but we will keep an open mind for now. After the split screens, we get a shot of a fresh-looking zombie, which we haven't seen in a while, and in the final 2 shots, we get a weird moment of Parker Posey just offering her neck up to the zombie like it's a steak dinner. It seems like this is just a dream sequence, but maybe this is the end of Posey's episode and she is just sick of running away from walkers. It's impossible to say how any of these 6 stories will play out, but it sure is fun to speculate, people. What do you think? Will all of these stories connect to the current TWDU, or will just Alpha's story connect to the past? We hope it's more relevant connections, but with Scott Gimple in charge of the universe, we won't get our hopes up too high. Finally, let's talk about a spin-off that sounds insane but has a lot of potential to be really good, the Maggie and Negan Isle of the Dead series. In an interview with comicbook.com, Maggie actress Lauren Cohan made some interesting comments about the series. She mentioned that there have always been 3 or 4 options of how Maggie would end up in a spin-off. Seriously? AMC really does have spin-off fever. After the success of Better Call Saul, can you blame them?
Shall we move this along?
Cohen would go on to praise Eli Journay's story and later even affirm Jeffrey Dean Morgan's level of satisfaction with whatever they have read so far by saying, "Jeff and I are just over the moon because it completely serves who they are and where they will end up at the end of season 11. The actress would later go on to mention conflict between Maggie and Negan against the backdrop of New York City, which the show will actually be filming in this summer. Beyond that, she just gives us a lot of praise for the story, which does give us some level of high expectations for the series, as after this fall, we have no more of the flagship series left to watch. Who's down for a power binge after all of this is over? 2023 is going to be crazy with no new episodes coming. All we have left is the spin-offs, people. Let's pray for some great results, and that Jerry finds a way to survive. Thanks so much for watching our videos, everyone. As always, we're on the lookout for any new promos or insider information to help prove or disprove all the rumors and theories out there about our favorite show that's spinning out of control with spin-offs, The Walking Dead. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BINGE Rampage. Click the notifications bell for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.
They're gonna feel pretty stupid when they find out. Find out what? They're fucking with the wrong people.